plexus. So we're just having a little technical moment. Continue.
Continuing.
Brilliant. Thanks, Kelly. Okay, I'm back again now. Everyone's got their hands on their solar plexus. So the solar plexus, I reckon, is located, if you can imagine a V shape, so your upside down V, where the ribs make the triangle, it's in that soft space there. So just allow your eyes to close. And this evening, if you're a colour person, I'm very much a colour person, just think about yellow. So yellow energy at the solar plexus. We're going to work our way through it. So let's just come now to kneeling, so to all fours. And as we work through cat and cow, which I'm sure is getting quite familiar, let's actually really target or think about that area of the solar plexus. So draw in, and then as you come through cow, thinking about actually leading through the solar plexus. So normally we actually would be thinking about the heart chakra as we lead through it, but today thinking about the solar plexus as we move and mobilise through the spine. Just keep going with those. I can just see a couple of comments. Lower back, shoulders and neck. Got it. Okay. Well, guess what? This is perfect. So just starting to come in and notice. Notice your lower back. Shoulders, neck. And as you feel ready, hands pressed flat, tuck your toes and come to a downward dog. And just see if you can pedal the heels. So one and then the other. And if it feels good, press firmly down through your heels. Draw your shoulders onto your back. Press firmly into the hands. Together now we're going to bend the knees and walk your feet towards the hands. Lift your belly and fall forward. Uttanasana, forward fold. So once more, bring the attention to the solar plexus in this position. Let's bring the hands to the shins and roll one vertebra at a time up through the spine. Roll the shoulders back and down. And come to face the front. So step your feet sort of quite wide, you see. So not just here, but just a little bit wider than that. I've got a little sequence to try. So take a big breath in, and now let's side bend. So it might be a little way, or if you're kind of feeling bendy, it might be a bit deeper. Just feel into that, and then breathe in, second side. So we reach, draw shoulder down the back, and then side bend. Press firmly through the feet. Breathe in. Switch, we are going to add on. Are you ready? Big breath in, side bend. Now here's the new bit. We're actually going to twist just a bit and reach. Yes. Now put it back to open like that. Yes. So always replace it and then come up through the center. Second side. So we side bend and then we twist. Then we put it back. And come back to the start. Try it again. So side bend, twist. Now your left arm reach, two arms reach. Come right through to the center, draw belly in. And let's come back across to the left side. Left hand to hip. Set it back to open. Yes. And through. One more time. How does it feel? Mine feels pretty tight. Notice that. We're often pretty tight when we start our practice. Right hand to hip, open. Beautiful. So when we think about the solar plexus, this on a very emotional level can be our base of power. On a physical level, I love working with twists because it starts to move the digestive organs. So it's really good for us. So we're going to incorporate a couple of twists into our normal sequence of flowing yoga tonight. So let's bring the feet together and stand well in mountain pose. So in this position, notice your long, straight spine, tailbone to crown of head. And then take a breath in, reach your arms high. And with the exhalation, fold forward. Hands to shins, lengthen your spine. Then once more, bend the knees and fold. As you're ready, right leg strongly back through lunge pose. We'll play with that later. Hands press flat, step back, downward facing dog. Let's bring the weight forward to plank, and everyone together, let's pop knees to the floor, feet flat, and find real control as we bend elbows, send them to the back of the room, and lower all the way to the floor. Then push right shoulders up, back, draw them down your back, and tuck your toes, lift your hips, down dog. Right leg now lifts, three-legged dog, and let's bring right foot through the hands. Everyone together, let's bring left knee to the floor. Keep your left hand on the floor and just see if you can twist to the bent knee. Just get a feel for that. Now, as you're here, think about this, where the physical solar plexus is. Just feel into that. Hand to floor, pick up your back knee, and with the exhalation, back foot in through forward fold. In this folded position, soften and release. And once more, just notice that yellow energy. So this area of personal power. In one theory, the mantra is, I am vitality. I love that one. Push into your feet, breathe in, come all the way up. Hands to heart center. This round, I know you know this sequence if you've done this a few times with me. Let's really focus on where our spine is and what it's doing. Really feel your spine. Big breath in, lengthen your spine. Bend your knees, breathe out, and now soften your spine as you bend forward. A real sense of release. Hands to shins, lengthen your spine. Draw your shoulders back and down. Once more, bend the knees and soften forward. Left leg now, strongly back through lunge pose. This is the good bit. See if you can push into your rounded fingertips and lengthen your spine. Keep this beautiful line from crown of head to tailbone. We're going to keep that in down dog. Are you ready? Hands press, long, strong line. Downward facing dog. Big breath in as you bring your weight forward through plank. You can pop your knees down, feet flat. Bend the elbows and lower with control. And just notice the length again through crown of head. Squeeze the back. Now there's a little back bend here. So the spine changes direction. And then tuck down dog. We know down dog has a straight, long spine. Left leg lifts, three-legged dog. Keep the long spine, and as you're ready, left foot through the hands, help it through your knee, back knee to floor, and let's exhale and twist. So the twist turns the spine, very solar plexus chakra. Hand to floor, tuck your toes, lift the back knee with the exhalation, back foot in through forward fold, lift the belly, soften forward. And let's breathe in, come all the way up. Hands to heart center. So we'll go through our sequence again. So big breath in. Breathe out, fold. Hands to shins, lengthen. Bend the knees and fold. Inhale, right leg strongly back, lunge. Eyes lifted. There's a long spine. We often forget that in lunge. Hands pressed, down dog, hips high. And once more, sit back through your heels, lift the hips high. Then breathe in, weight forward, plank pose. Toes if you can, knees if you need it. Always there if you need it. And wherever you are, as you get here, you want both feet flat to the floor. Tuck your toes, lift your hips, down dog. Right leg now lifts, three-legged dog. And let's step the right foot through. Now you've got a choice. You could pop your knee down or not. Twist. This posture is called a lunge pose twist. Hand to floor, back foot in with the exhalation, forward fold. Push through feet and come all the way up. Extended mountain. Hands to heart center. Let's go again. Breathe in. Breathe out as you fold. Hands to shins, lengthen. Bend the knees, soften once more. Inhale, left leg. Big, strong step back, yes. Hands press, down dog. Let's come forward through plank. Brace hard and lower with control. One foot and the other flat. Engage back body so we can open the heart. Then tuck, down dog. Left leg lifts, three-legged dog. Bring the left foot through the hands. Knee up or down, you choose. And twist. Notice how your spine feels in the twist. Hand to floor with the exhalation, back foot in. And let's just take a moment to fold. Soften through the spine. Breathe. I'm going to roll up. So one of the benefits of working with twisting the spine, not just the mobility through the spine, which is really beneficial, but it also helps to work the digestive organs. So when I'm really focusing on twists, I'm actually thinking about tummy stuff. So really good for us. So we're going to put in a couple of twisted postures into this leg strength sequence. Perfect. Everyone step nice and wide. That's great. Turn your toes out. And now let's bend the knee. We talked about this last week with the hips. So we know from last week that we want to open the hips. And this gives us a great alignment through the spine. Down into the power of your legs. This posture is called Warrior Two. Just take a couple of breaths here. So in yoga, the breath is in and out through the nose. And you can close off part of your throat to work with the Ujjayi breath. So that's where there's an audible exhalation. Take a breath in, use the exhalation to reverse the pose, keeping the legs very much in the same position. So this is a great challenge for the strength in our legs. Let's come through the center. And as we do that, straighten your front leg and send your hips back. Reach and tip, Trikonasana. So you might be here, or as you develop confidence a little deeper, I'm going to try Ardha Chandrasana. So everyone, bend your front knee, slide your back leg, see if you can lift. Now this is a twisting class today. Once you recover from the shock, standing on one leg, remembering that you can pop your toes down anytime you need, lift your belly and see if you can circle the arms wide so you're looking to the floor like an aeroplane. The legs still upright. Twisted class, we're going to twist to the back of the room. Are you ready? Oh my gosh. Twisted floating half moon. Everyone, hands to floor, bring the back foot in and take a moment to release the effort and forward fold. That's one of those poses that's hard. If it felt like, oh, I don't know if I was doing that right, that's okay. That's one of those poses. Just let the effort of that work, release, and then push firmly with your feet. Bend the knees, roll up. Second side. So once more, let's set up for success by stepping the feet really wide and then turn your left toes out. And once you can tell you've got them wide enough, bend, breathe in, lift the arms, draw your shoulders down your back and expand out from your fingertips. Warrior Two. Breathing in and out through the nose. Just So another couple of breaths and prepare. We're going to reverse the pose now. Sun warrior, yes, beautiful. So we're really focusing on the legs, building strength, and we're also stretching them. This is great dynamic exercise. Breathe in, come through the center, straighten your front leg, hip goes back, reach and tip, Trikonasana. I can see a little dog's tail there. Or is it a cat? I think it's a cat. Cat. All right, here we go. You ready? I better stop looking at the creature. Bend front knee and slide. Ardha Chandrasana, floating half moon. Maybe your back foot just comes off a little bit or a whole lot. Press firmly through your left foot and engage strongly through your left leg. Lift your belly and let's now windmill the arms so that you're looking directly to the floor. It's like you're in an aeroplane. Expand out strongly through your back leg. Now, push really firmly through your front foot. See if you can keep the strength as you twist to the back. This is ridiculously hard. So don't panic if it feels very, very messy. Woo! Hands to floor, foot to floor. Oh, that's enough of that. Soften down and release. Just let go of the effort. Just breathing there. Once more, we're going to come on up to standing. So push firmly through the feet and roll up through your spine. It's really good for us to do that. And let's just try a couple of balancing poses. I always come to one edge because that's very spongy in the middle there. So push into the feet and tree pose. See if you can bring your foot to the calf. Now my balance has apparently improved dramatically. When I teach classes and there's a whole bunch of people, my balance is never brilliant. I think just the energy in the room and the little bits of movement. So that's one thing I can say about COVID quarantine. If it feels possible, we're going to reach the arms high, drawing the shoulders down the back, expand out through fingertips. The eye gaze is soft, so even though I'm looking at the TV screen and I can see you guys, I'm not really looking at that. I'm actually looking above the TV screen to this blank grey wall just above it. Let's bring the hands to heart center and release the posture. Beautiful. It's amazing how solid they are when everyone's on their own. So different to in class. So, you know what I'm doing, don't you? Engaging, remember that, the VMO, and then just ever so slightly pulling the knee out. Really helps. So your foot might come to calf. And do you see how much I've got my knee out and wide? Yeah, that's nice, Jenny. Well done. So this is actually a great hip opener as well. When you're ready, hands to heart center in Anjali Mudra. Just breathing in and out through the nose. Eye gaze soft from the back of the eyes. So now that we've all discovered that we've gotten better at standing balance, we really should practice them while we're on our own and it's quiet. So when we come back to the gym, we'll be like, steady trees. Let's reach, maybe. Yeah, beautiful. And release. Great. So let's come on down to the floor. Find a downward facing dog. Just take a moment. So let's pedal through the heels, pushing back, drawing the shoulders onto the back. And then as you're ready, lift your left leg, three-legged dog. And we're going to bring our knee, not the foot, but our knee through the hands. Swan pose. Now today, we worked hard on our hips last week. Today we're actually going to work with coming deeply into the hips, but for much less of the class. So if it feels good, come on down to the floor, or just halfway is fine too. And breathe and notice what's there. So I'm guessing that you can feel a sense of stretching through one side of the buttocks. It's the main spot. Let's try to involve a little muscular tension this evening. So bring your hands now under the shoulders and press them flat. So they're connected, pressing into the floor. And then take a breath in to lift and see if you can lift, come up onto the fingertips if you need, into something that feels almost like an up dog. So you've got one leg back and you're sort of in upward dog, and just notice what that stretch offers you. It may be overwhelming. If it is, dial it back, pull out of it a little. And release. So hands press. So just different ways to maneuver our body and find a stretch. From down dog, now the other leg. I've forgotten which one I said first. Let's bring the knee through. Sleeping swan. One thing you might not notice is what I habitually did. Obviously my toes are tucked because that's how I come down from down dog. And I always wriggle my foot back. That helps me to get low to the floor. That's how I do it really. And then come on down to the ground. And let's spend a few moments breathing. So bringing the attention back to the solar plexus and noticing how sleeping swan actually sort of holds and supports the solar plexus. So this is our chakra or energy center for personal power. I always have a little trouble resonating with that description, although it's probably the more common one. For me, I really love it to describe the mantra of this as I am vitality. All of those things when you're feeling really good balance, really good equilibrium in your life. As you feel ready, hands under shoulders, we're going to go for that upward dog thing. So lift and open through the solar plexus and the heart chakra. The heart chakra is just a little higher. Once more, let's release. So, lower backs. I know all about lower backs. I really do. One option, I don't have anything with me. If I had a cushion or a blanket, I'd actually sit on it right now, give that a try. Or not, you choose. Now, one of my favourite ways to relieve a sore lower back, and I learnt it during pregnancy. I'll show you this way first. Everyone, let's bend the left knee, but rather than having your knee out there, bring it forward so it's coming directly out of your hips, which kind of makes the thigh quite long, if that makes sense. Then bring this foot a little bit further forward. So we're going to come into a cross legs, and it's a weird one because you've got your legs going forward rather than out. Now, I used to do this when I was pregnant and there was room for a baby, apparently. I remember even lying in bed somehow doing this. I don't know why. How? There's things you do. So I'm guessing most of us can feel an almighty stretch into the bum. Yeah. So often lower back is connected to glutes, and often it can be really relieved or assisted by stretching glutes. So this is something that's really worth trying. we're actually going to now dial this back, which might feel quite good. So let's take this top leg, let your legs go more like simple cross legs, keep it really easy, and now fold forward and just see how that feels. So I'm guessing that's going to be like, that's easier. Feel into it. Maybe you feel more of a stretch into the other buttock now. Really notice what you feel. If your lower back is screaming, then you need to release the pose and bring your legs in front of you and give them a little shake. Take a break. Good. Let's breathe in to come up. So the hands come either side of the thighs. Come now. I'm going to play with our legs. So pick up your right leg. We have done this before, I'm sure of it. And we're actually going to turn it that way. Remember this shape. Left hand presses. And come on up, set up for spiral hip lift. So I've just lifted my bottom off the mat. Reach. Now this is the good bit. We're going to lead with the solar plexus chakra. So bring that through, then the heart. Roll your top shoulder back and down. You've got to squeeze your butt to support lower back. Lift and open through today, solar plexus chakra. Spiral hip lift. And release the posture. Great. So let's start with the most intense version of the posture. And we know that we want to have our leg directly forward rather than out to the side. And bring this one across, but it's kind of like you're in cross legs, but it's a pretty weird cross legs. Rounded fingertips press as we lengthen through the spine and use the exhalation to fold forward a little bit more along. And just taking some time to breathe in and out through the nose. Releasing into the support of the mat. You might notice that there's a tendency to pick up or hold on to tension through somewhere in this. So I picked that up in myself. I could just feel I kind of have my thumb up in the air. Notice it. I sometimes exaggerate that, so I lift it up even higher and then just see what happens if you go the other way a little bit. Really deep stretch to open the hip. This can really release tension through the lower back. Hands either side, press to rise, and let's now dial the intensity back by sitting in a very basic cross legs. So no fancy yoga legs right now, because we want to feel the simplicity. Lengthen is fine. Exhale, fold, and just soften. Really notice the ease of this pose in comparison to the other. But you may notice quite intense, deep stretch that you weren't feeling with the first version of the pose. So be really aware of what's happening in your body. Couple of breaths there. And prepare to bring your hands either side. Press to rise. And we'll take the left leg now. So pick it up and turn it just like that. Then right hand presses, make the shape first. Squeeze the butt, bring your solar plexus forward. Lift and open the heart. Bring your shoulder back and down. Reach up with fingertips. Spiral hip lift. Release. Great. So we're going to move into some twists. Well, actually, as soon as we're upright, we'll twist through the upper part of our spine first. So set up a child's pose, but before you get down and too comfy, lift your front arm and see if you can scoop this back arm under and through, and then relax the top arm down. So this is a nice way to twist the upper spine. If you think about your spine, it's most mobile around the lower back because there's less kind of ribs and things in the way, less bone. And that can actually be a reason it gets sore because we're sort of overusing that. And then very often this upper thoracic, so that midsection of the back, gets really tight and doesn't actually move. So this is a good way to start to develop freedom through the midsection of the spine. Breathe in, come through the center, second side. And just come really present with that, how that feels. Breathing in and out through the nose. And now as you're ready, get through neutral and flip around onto our back. And play with some twists. This is my favourite position for twists. What I'd love for you to start with is a really nice neutral spine. So make sure your pelvis is nicely aligned and the feet are just gently touching the floor. And then together we're going to extend the legs, make them long. And just so you can see what's happening, if you bring your back leg towards your face, now scissor your legs crossways. Yep, perfect. Now bend two knees, both knees. Hopefully you've got more than two. And we're going to drop the knees to the front of the room. Now, if you've got that trusty little blanket or cushion, it's so good. Even I like to actually stick a cushion under there, but I'll survive. Now, this will feel, I reckon, a bit wonky. And a beautiful way to tidy this up is to take your front shoulder and roll it under, just like we did in the child's pose. And notice how you can actually get both of your shoulders flat onto, or fairly flat onto the floor. Turn your face away from your bent knees. Just be really present here in your body. So this is a great twist for the spine. If you've had a lot of lower back pain and it's overwhelming, back it off a whole lot, so half do it. For a hamstring stretch, you can take the top leg and extend it long, maybe take hold with your fingers if it reaches. And this, just because we've got such a short class, also involves a little hamstring stretch as well as a twist. In the twisted posture, bring the attention back to the physical part of the body where you know the solar plexus is. Now as you're ready, we're going to bend the top knee and bring the feet back through to the centre. So start with your feet on the floor and you'll notice that your hips are quite stiff. So you want to pick up your pelvis, make sure your spine is in a good line. Then pick up one knee, then the other, and long, strong, straight legs. Now this time the front leg comes towards the face. We scissor the legs, we bend the knees, and let's drop the knees to the back of the room. Think of your shoulder that's at the back. Roll that under so that you come more squarely onto both shoulders. Do you feel one knee kind of pressing down against the other, I guess you'd probably say back of the calf? I actually like to use a little bit of pressure there and use that leg to push it down even further. So that's quite an advanced way to explore this posture. Really notice that could be producing a very strong sensation of stretch through your glute. But essentially what we're working with in any twisted pose is a sense of manipulating the spine. That's why it's called a twist. Ready for the top leg to go straight. That's going to be the hamstring stretch. Ooh, I'd say I'm much tighter on this side. How about you? Do you notice a difference? It's like breathtaking on this side. Don't do it if it really hurts. So you can tell I kind of don't mind that level of pain. But if I ever had a knee that was really, really hurting, I would immediately undo the posture and just do something else or wait for the next one. So please never persevere if something's really hurting. And let's bring, now bend the knee and bring the knees into the chest. So we want to squeeze and release. There's something really lovely for spinal mobilization, and this is optional, so you don't have to do this, but I really enjoy it, is to just try rolling like a ball. So just a couple like this. So you might keep your knees in. If that's too vigorous, please just have a little rest. And you might even work with bringing your legs up and over, and then reach forward. So this is just a really different way to iron out any little crackles and crunches through the spine. Oh, I nearly had enough. Let's lie down flat. Ooh. You didn't expect that right before meditation. So let's slow the pace again. Bend the knees and find happy baby pose. So take hold of each foot and just see if you can rock side to side. Must be I've got bright fluorescent lights on. It's hard to dial the intensity back. Beautiful. And let's come to lie in Shavasana. So we've actually got about 5 minutes, which is really nice. So let's recap on the chakras that we've worked with so far. So remembering that this system is 7 energy points along the spine, starting at the tailbone, working right up to the crown of the head. That's the purple one, which we haven't done yet. So just bring your focus to the tailbone. And you might remember 2 weeks ago, we sat with the red chakra, the base chakra. The mantra is, I am safe. And at the time we were talking about how this whole COVID experience has really shaken that up for most people. So we're all feeling a little bit out of our normal routine and comfort zone. And how just sitting and holding that space for yourself can really ground you again and just let you know that whatever's happening right now is enough for now. So that's that first one, I am safe. The next one was the sacral chakra. It's lower than the belly button, and that was an orange. The mantra was, I am creativity. So it can be around reproduction, can actually very much resonate with our relationships. And of course, all those amazing things that we do as human beings that come under the umbrella of creative, which maybe aren't shelter and safety, which is the first chakra. So today we made it to the third chakra, and that's at the solar plexus. That's the yellow one. I like to bring my fingers, so my second, third and fourth fingers, to rest particularly on the sacral chakra, the yellow chakra. Just imagine beautiful, luminous, yellow energy. The mantra is, I'm vitality, and this chakra is all around things that make us feel good. So on a physical or biological level, metabolism and digestion. So we worked with more twists than we would normally encounter in a 45-minute class. So they're very much the physical pose for the solar plexus, working into moving along the digestion and the metabolism. And then, of course, on an emotional level, for me, I really resonate with I am vitality, but also around that aspect of personal power. And just sitting with whatever comes to you out of that. Really honouring that within yourself that's comfortable at the moment. And just taking a couple of moments to breathe and be really present. Breath in and out through the nose. Just sitting with that sense of vitality, wellness. So this is such a perfect time to work on your own wellness, your own vitality, kind of putting the icing on the cake a little bit, particularly if you're working from home or things are a little bit less pressured. That's been my situation. It might not be yours though, so just if it resonates, but a beautiful time to sit with this vitality that's there. As you feel ready, let's take the chance to stretch. So reach your arms long overhead, point out through your toes. And tonight, let's bend just one knee and take hold of the knee. And now let's bring that knee right across the other leg. Twist as much as your little heart desires. And just go for a beautiful, totally asymmetrical twist. And then breathe in, come through the centre. And of course, switch sides. So bend your knee and pull it right into your chest. And now let's bring the knee right over the other leg and across. Maybe it hits the floor. I don't even care if your back shoulder, my back shoulder is about 6 inches off the floor. This is like a I'm getting out of bed stretch, not I'm demonstrating beautiful technique. Get it? You know what, we're nearly all the way around. Let's bring this back up and over, and ever so delicately bend knees to push up. You can totally cross your legs. I love to kneel because it's a symmetrical posture, and I really like to complete my practice with a symmetrical pose. Just allow your hands to rest on your thighs. Tonight, let's bring the hands to the solar plexus chakra. And as we pause here, yellow energy, I am vitality. And the yellow says it all, that beautiful sunshiny energy. Maybe over the weekend, just being present with things that are going to really light you up, make you feel well. As you're ready, bring the hands together and bring them to the green chakra. That's next week, heart center. Honor yourself. Allow your eyes to open gently. Namaste. Thank you all so very much for joining me. These classes are getting rather small, which I don't mind. It doesn't matter. But if you love them and you want uni to keep them going, you guys keep coming. Because if we get down to 3 people coming, It might not be looking real good. We're opening up the gym for personal training pretty soon. Don't quote me on a date for that. And even more services, let's put it that way, from the 15th of July. So it's definitely slowly and carefully happening. And anything will be very safe. I'm quite sure we'll have litres of sanitizer and all of those wonderful things. Beautiful. Yay, thank you.